we've had this now for decades, like on hype on with a hyper vigilance. We always had it, but we had it as a hyper vigilance after 9/11, and 9/11 has been used over and over again for that purpose to scare people into the idea of thinking that, like, if we're not monitoring everybody every second, then these are the things. But then simultaneously, if we're thinking about the programming, we don't have our programming, our media programming. If you look at what the average person watches, there's these a lot of the social messaging that we're giving is the idea of people getting over. So if you have get over culture, then get over culture doesn't have a problem with the idea of you snatching an Amazon or whatever package, snatching somebody's mail. Ha ha ha! It's a prank. All these kind of things. So, like, unfortunately, the footage, right? The footage that everybody's turning over. I mean, even when I was attacked, I was able to then go to the store and get all 8 cameras, right? And so now from that footage, I can also see other people walking in the store. Now, obviously, this is a one-off situation. It's not like I would be going in getting footage every day, so I wouldn't be able to stock any archive. But as far as the police and it's other entities that are the bigger problem, because it happened in Illinois now, almost 10 years ago, and it was a limo company decided to put license plate readers on their cars as they drove around, because they had, it's a limo company. So then they put them on all on their livery cars, and then they amassed this huge database. And since they are a private entity, they can sell that information to whomever, and there's nothing to be said. So that to me is probably the issue that I'm most concerned about. And if we can address that problem, then I feel like the idea of we be more capable or more prepared to then have the discussion about what police should do with it.
Well, I would say that this issue is um, derivative of the police body cam video issue. When it came out, I knew that it would be problematic. It's absolutely problematic for the police who misbehave, but it's been equally problematic for the people who misbehave, because they cannot say, I didn't do that. I didn't hit the cop first. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. And it's been used in the prosecution probably as many times against citizens as many times it's been used. I say more times than it's been used um, against the police. In addition to that, when police make a report of an incident that happened at Joe's house, there is a certain period of time in which that report becomes in the public domain, and people can seek it out through legal means and get a copy of it and see what happened and see what they reported and what time and so on and so forth. The issue was what happens to those video camera recordings, and when they get in the public domain. Do you want somebody just saying, oh, somebody's house is burglarized? Let me wait 60 days and see what their house looks like inside. I'll just send a FOIL request and see what kind of furniture he's got or what kind of artwork he or she has. Um, if it was a crime scene, do you want somebody or anybody being able to see what happened to your loved one that was mangled or raped and robbed and so on and so forth in the confines of your house? Those are issues that are byproducts of having every cop have a body cam. And if the same group of people that says cops should have body cams, then perhaps I don't see what a big issue would be of the police having access to your ring. I just actually looked up while Daryl was educating us what you talked about, Maurice, and I see that it rings a little different. The latest thing that I saw rings a little different than what you suggested. It is that the police already belong to neighborhood ring groups. You know, anybody could join it. You know, your neighbor could join, the kid could join it. You know, so anybody could join it anyway. It's in the public domain. Um, but if the police want your, the way it reads here is that if the police want your information, they have to ask
Ring.
the ring person to
Right. Well,
provide.
let me delineate here. Remember what I said to you. There's a law with the state of New York, which is trying to register your information where they get it automatically versus what Ring is doing. So it's two separate entities. It's not one thing. Two separate things going on in terms of the collection of data. One being mandatory, one being part of a voluntary product.
Yeah.
Because what Ring will do is they will send you an email asking you for your video, and then you can either ignore it or not ignore it. So let me be clear on that. I'm talking about a state law also that will make it mandatory for you to register your camera, your security camera.